Hello, it's Juel with Mondays and Missions from the Heart. Today, Polly and Michelle and I celebrated 13 years of walking together. 13 years ago, it was in 2012, and we were training for our first 3-day Susan G. Komen 60-mile walk. That was a walk where we walked basically 20 miles each day for 3 days for a total of 60. So we were in the training phase. We were at a national park. We were at a local Cuyahoga, Cleveland Metro Park. And I'm thinking it was North Chagrin Metro Park specifically. And that's where we met, and we've been walking ever since. So the reason we kept going is we were training only for, I don't know, 5, 6 months. I forget how many, but it was a good half a year that we trained for that 60 miles. And that was the same year that I had already done a full marathon, so my body was already basically long distance marathon trained, so it was all good about adding the additional 40 miles, no biggie. But so when we were done with the walk, which was probably in the summer because it was so long ago, and we've done several other walks and volunteer services for Susan G. Komen. So I'm thinking it was a summer walk, probably because I think it was in August. When we were done with that August walk, did our 60 miles, we're done. We decided to continue walking and keeping our friendship. We just didn't want to stop. There were still other people that we sometimes kept walking with that was far as that activity, but most of them we just see on a regular basis. We're still friends, and we still help them out, still support them, because a lot of them are still doing the Susan G. Komen 60-mile walk, because some of them is no longer in Cleveland, but I've gone myself to the San Diego one. The San Diego one is definitely one that's still going strong. But in any case, our trio said, no, we've been training so much because we had to train every week. It was a lot of training that we built such a bond, and we said, let's continue to walk every Saturday, and that's what we did for a number of years. I don't remember if it was actually every Saturday or every other Saturday, but in the beginning I think it was every Saturday because we're just so conditioned to do that. And then life issues came along, and we probably did start doing every other Saturday or a couple times a month or something like that, because every Saturday we all have so many things to do on Saturday, and we didn't have a choice on Saturdays because we were all three of us were still working stiff, so we couldn't even walk during a weekday without it being in the dark. So once all three of us got retired, now we walk during a weekday, in the daytime, early in the morning. So we all got that wish, because I've always, when I was working, would always see people walking the streets and like, oh man, I gotta go to work. I wish I was walking like there instead of going to do this salt mine thing. So now we walk during the week at least 2 or 3 times a month. So we've been doing that for the last 13 years. So today we celebrated, and every year we do some kind of celebration. This time we had lunch at the Cheesecake Factory in the Legacy Village, and then we just did a little stroll through the Legacy Village. So it wasn't like our normal minimum of 4-mile walk. We usually walk from 4 to 6 miles when we do walk together. So these are two of my long distance friends that I walk on a regular a couple times a month for 4 to 6 miles. Today, I barely did a mile because we were strolling, and we had just eaten, even though we could have worked up a good sweat by working off our lunch, but that wasn't the goal. It was just to celebrate being together for 13 wonderful years. So that's what we did. Also today, before I had a chance to walk with them, just to give you a quick update on the Nicola situation, I did the second Nicola shot today. So here we are rolling along, and I just realized today that I kept thinking I was going to have only 2 shots in before the surgery. I'm actually going to have 3, because it's an every 4-week shot treatment. So that would mean that it would be 4 weeks from today, and 4 weeks from today is the actual day of the surgery, so I cannot have the shot that day. So we're going to do it on the Friday before. So I said, wow, I'm actually going to get 3 shots in before the surgery. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's a good number. We'll see what that looks like. So hopefully within the next 4 weeks, the lung improvement will increase, the eosinophil numbers will go down, and my lung and sinus issues will be excellent enough to do the surgery. So continue your prayers on that situation. So there we are. So, but back to the friendships. It is so good to have friends. So it's when you think about friends, because I do have some friends I still know from elementary, so that's 60 some years. And I do have a couple friends still from high school, which is 50 plus years. So when you get those friends, keep those friends, keep them close, because those friends are what help you get through certain issues in life. Just like I'm going through the medical history, and they have also, the other two, but going through some stuff. So one thing about having good friends, keep them close, because those friends will help you get through. So let me just see if I can read off today's scripture without losing you, because it's on a different screen, so I don't know how it's gonna work. So let's see. Hold on. All right, today's scripture is in Ecclesiastes 4:9 through 10. Two are better than one, because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up, but pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. And that's the main reason for making sure you keep your friends close, especially your good friends. Keep them close, help each other, because it's so much easier in the world to be with other people that can physically help you. Yes, we have God. God is with us, and you're never ever alone. But when you have physical, close friends that care about you and that rely on you and you rely on them, it makes it a whole lot easier to live in this world. So keep your friends close. And see you next Monday on Mondays and Missions of the Heart when we talk about something else.